Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha.
Okay. Now the request. Request for Devi to present herself in front of us. And the form, Swarupa, that Bhagavad Padacharya is seeing, is witnessing, or is wanting that to present. He says that a slender waist and the girdles with jingling of bells, slightly bent forward due to the weight of her own breasts, like the lobes of baby elephant, and the face radiant and blooming like autumn moon. He says, you are the pride of Shiva. And then request, please manifest your presence in our life before us, holding all those arrows, bows, noose and goad in your hand. This is the request. Okay. A few things we need to understand. When Devi's grace is showered upon us, it's not that we don't get indications. She comes in our life, but much before that, her jingles of jingling bells are always heard. And she is leaning forward, bent forward, as if ready to help, as if ready to feed the child. With the weight of her own breast, she is leaning forward a little bit, it is said, which means she is always ready to take care of our different desires, demands, needs, whims and fancies, everything. And why it is said that it is parikshina madhya. In the middle, the waist is slender. That's the ideal of beauty. The ideal of beauty, of woman's beauty, is said to be that when the waist is slender, the breasts are voluptuous, and the hips, that region is gaudy enough. That is the beauty. Now this beauty, Shankaracharya is not interested in this idealism. It has certain other purpose. Right? So, in fact, the waist is slender, which means Shakti's presence in the middle is slender. That means on the gross side, there are two gross ends, seemingly two grosser ends, where you can literally see Shakti's work. One of them is the lower, and one of them is the higher. When she is conjoined with Shiva, that's the higher end, where her dance, her conjugation, her blissful union, his support to Shiva in all this creation, sustenance, and dissolution is clearly seen, can be perceived at least, right? And on the lower side, when the Shakti becomes grossified, this world is equally perceptible. All the cosmic play of all the cosmic bodies and so much is happening. And we can clearly see the planetary movements, the cosmic creations, even the physicality of our life is quite perceptible. But where we fail to recognize, the play of Shakti. See, conceptually, we agree that there is a creator of this world. And hypothetically, we have accepted that the God, along with the goddess, has created this. So, the role of Shakti is dominant there. And therefore, in our hypothesis, in our assumption, we are very clear that there is a creator, and the creator is grand, of course, because the creation, it speaks of it. The creation is such grand and huge that the creator ought to be grander and much more vaster than what it is. That's very much evident to us. So we are seeing the creation, the gross form, and we are also postulating, and probably on the way of deduction, we are going to that level where, say, creator has to be grander than the creation. Two ends are very, very perceptible. But what we fail to perceive is the slender end of it, slender middle of it, which works through us. We fully accept that the world is created by Mother, but we don't recognize that the whole system we carry, the whole capacities we carry, is also the play of Mother. There we start assuming a free will. All the enlightened ones, when they come to recognize the truth, they say, man literally doesn't have any free will. But we can't begin like that. Since we are unable to recognize the slender part, the middle part of the Shakti, we are given systems where your progress is, all your efforts are based on cause and effect. See, we are already seeing the cause and effect, right? The cause we have presumed, the effect we see in front of us. We have, from the effect itself, we have arrived at our assumption or our postulation of the cause, right? These two are very clear. But what we are forgetting here is this is one which is, this one is postulating both the two ends. The world which we perceive and the goddess which we have assumed to be there. And fully forgetting that it is the place existing here itself. Here also. Right? So this is one way to look at. the slenderness of waist. The mother's waist is slender. Then the waist itself has what we call, in our system, if we see, Manipura chakra. Okay, Manipura chakra. And very subtly it impacts all our life. Actually, in Tantra and in Samaya system, or for that matter, in most of the places where the chakra system has been adopted to depict our spiritual progress, Manipur chakra has been given the very, very important position. Manipur chakra is the fulcrum, is the threshold, is that place from where your quantum jump is possible to the self. Right? So if you look at the six chakra system, because seventh is anyways her abode. We have six chakras to deal with. The seventh is her abode. So Manipur chakra means halfway mark, which is in the middle, which we mostly ignore. Right? And this chakra is of greed. That's very subtle. Your all actions in life are rooted in greed. Very subtle. You don't understand. You think I'm relating to somebody. You think I'm loving somebody. You think I'm doing charity to someone. But very subtle current, very slender element of greed in everything. Yes or no? Yes or no? All your actions are rooted in greed. Very subtle, in the middle. Survival can be seen. Procreation can be seen. Compassion can be seen. It is evident, rather. But this greed element is very subtle. Correct? So in the middle, it is slender. We are not able to recognize this. And this is one of the aspects of Manipur chakra. I'm not saying that this is the only aspect. Right? Beyond this, once you move, then only you are able to let go your body identification. When you move beyond that greed, then only the body identification. You see, as I always say, that there are long queues in very many various places, and there are very, very less number of people found in some of the sections of some of the places. The long queues where we find long queue of people, one of them is temple. Right? Temples, we find long queues of people, uninvited. Right? Uninvited. You can ask all the people who are coming there, and I can tell you, out of 1 lakh, even 1% will not be going there without greed. I want this in return to my visit to the temple. I'm here to gain something for me. If nothing as such, then they will say, अच्छा कर रहे हैं, इसका फल अच्छा बाद में मिलेगा. I'm doing something good, something virtuous, and I'll reap the fruit of it later, which will be good only. So that is also rooted in greed. You see, unless we move beyond this, and this is also true that longer the namaskar in front of idol, longer is the list you're having. It's not longer devotion or the deeper devotion you have. You have a longer list to tell, right? To the deity, to the God sitting there. Longer the list. Or more urgent. Urgency you are emphasizing there. Longer the namaskar means higher the urgency or the longer the list. These are the two things. Do you agree or not? Have you visited the temple only for the sake of visiting the temple and feeling satiated only by the darshanam of the idol? How many times? And by the way, even if you thought that you were going there and recognizing that the idol in front of which you are just standing is iconic, is a representative of the power which can give you everything, were you not tempted to ask for something? Tell me. Even if you thought that you were going there without any purpose. But as soon as you think that there is someone to give, you definitely want something. And wanting is always about the body. Unless you are associated with the body, you are identified with the body, you can't ask for anything like that. Tell me how many things you can ask for without having associate yourself associated with the body. Can you? If you are not the body, what are you going to ask for? Well, if you're not the body, you don't have relationships. If you're not the body, you don't suffer the fear of death. Right? And therefore, it becomes very, very important for us to cross this greed factor, which is rooted in body identification. So, lower three chakras are about body identifications. And the most subtle one is the Manipura chakra. It seeps in every action, the desire for more, more, and more. It seeps in everywhere. We are never satisfied with what has been given. Rather, temple should be visited just to thank that God or goddess or whosoever you believe that runs this whole universe, to thank that power symbolically, though, because that if that power runs the world, that power must be equally present wherever you are, not in the temple. But if at all you have decided to make it a grand way of saying thanks by visiting a temple where the idol of a god or goddess is there, then should it not be only merely saying thanks for what we have? Have we ever done that? How many times we do that? चलो थोड़ा मांग भी लेते हैं. Even if we go for thanksgiving, we'll say चलो थोड़ा मांग भी लेते हैं. Let me ask for something. This element is the issue. This element is the biggest obstacle in our spiritual growth. And we have to come out of it. This is the slender form of Devi. Okay. Getting rid of wants, getting rid of desires, getting rid of greed. For a few moments only, let us all come to that state where we are in presence of Mother right now, where we are in front of Mother, but we do not want anything. Try that. Try that. Forcefully try that and then see what happens. Okay. Could you force yourself to that state? Was it possible for some time? And I don't want anything from her, but I just want to be in the company of her. I am here only witnessing her. And I can tell you, the day you get free of this desire also, that you want to realize yourself, you want to realize yourself, then only you will be able to realize yourself. That's the trick. You people thought that if I am loaded with lot of thirst, this thirst is only to be kindled for long enough, deep enough, intense enough, that at the end you say, अब पानी मिल भी जाए तो उसकी प्यास नहीं बची. You see, Kabir has said in some place, अंखड़ियां झाई पड़ी पंथ निहार निहार, जी बढ़िया छाला पड़या राम पुकारी पुकार. Or maybe Mira has said it. But you see, this is the intensity. Eyes have become full of what you call different things have come up. You see, glaucoma, etc. Pantha nihari nihar, watching her arrival, expecting her arrival. And ji bhaniya chala padya. Have you ever heard that by speaking too much, by calling somebody to so many times, that you create sores on your tongue? That is what, that much of intensity, if you live someday, you will be able to free yourself from that desire. Then only the desire is transcended. For that, desire has to be intensified. Because we are all, anyways, we live in this cause and effect world. Our paradigm is of cause and effect, and we think that the recognition of God or realization of self will be based on my effort. And that effort, immature effort, unripened effort, cannot be dropped. Effort has to become so intense, so ripe that it can be dropped. It will drop by itself. Otherwise, if you think right now I need to just drop the effort, it is not going to work. You have to create that intensity first, and then you will be able to transcend it. Correct? So where we are lacking? Where we are lacking? We are lacking in recognition of this greed. and it is very subdued, very subtle, and therefore we fail to recognize that it is the driving factor of our everything. And the same driving factor we are using or we want to utilize for gaining the ultimate without giving it that much intensity which is needed for that. Yes or no? The whole thing, and I can tell you, whatever you have desired with very high intensity in this world, today or tomorrow that has come to you. It's only in your intensity of desire. Your life, your achievements, whatever you have today is the outcome of your intense desire, right? And that intensity for the gross is of course needed. However, that is very low and in comparison to what is needed for you to attain the ultimate. So that slender has to be focused on, right? The slender part of Devi has to be focused on. And simply it means you need to work on your greed factor, desire factor. See, Swadhisthana is Kama Chakra, okay? Kama Chakra. But Kama Chakra is only for getting something in this world, creating something, that is okay. But whether you get satisfied with it, no. Therefore, next chakra, Manipur, Kama, when it is given, granted, a desire when it is fulfilled, you want more. And wanting more is that Manipur chakra. Right? Another way to look at it is wanting more from life. When the life events, when the life possessions, when the life indulgences are not sufficient, are not sufficing, we want more. Focus there. I want more. And if you have been given right understanding, then you will not become Bill Gates, you will become Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Because if you are wrongly thinking that you want more, you can become both. Both have their own way of celebrating life. Yes or no? I want more can make you reach there in the material, and I want more, I'm not satisfied with less. I want more, and more, not in this world, but beyond this world. That is what you need to focus. That is what you need to desire. Acha. Now think about it. If you are asked to desire something which you have never seen, can you? Can you? You are desiring for the Mother Divine, let's say. You are desiring for the growth of your consciousness, evolution of your consciousness. You don't know how does it feel when I move beyond this mundane, right? Yes, Anu, you can leave. Okay. So you don't know. How does it feel? Do you know how does it feel? Then there is this understanding you must have. When mother comes, mother is for a hungry child. What is mother? For a hungry child, mother is source of food and satiation. Yes or no? A small child, and of course, the one invisible thing which child is getting from the mother is that love, that compassion. Both are important, right? So satiation, the joy of being satiated to the brim, and the shower of love. These are the two things for a child, correct? So it simply means when mother will start showering her grace upon us, the jingles will tell, the bells will ring, and they will tell us that you see, some contentment is rising in our life. If contentment is rising in life, it's grace of mother. You should be feeling happy if your like contentment in life is growing. It's sure short understanding of mother's grace. Mother is feeding you now. Her breasts are showering upon you the divine nutrition, the divine nectar, which if you feed on, you will be satiated. So one thing became clear. What it is like to be there, one glimpse. I don't need anything else. That's one. Second, I don't need anyone else. That's love. Understand now? These are the two things. These are the two symptoms that you are moving in the right direction. I don't need anything else. Everything else is immaterial. Her presence and my heart is satiating, divine satiation. I don't need anything. And secondly, I don't need anyone. Why? Because from anybody else, what are you demanding? Love, nothing else. You may give any name to it, but what you're looking at is love, right? You want the whole world to love you. It's not possible, but she will definitely love. She always loves you, it is said. Whatever you are, whatever you are, whether you are a sinner, whether you are her child, and therefore she always loves you unconditionally. So your direction of search is wrong, and that's the problem. That's the problem. Otherwise, she's always there to feed you, to take care of you, to nourish you with her love and protect you from everything. Because what Shankracharya later says is that you should present Dhanurbanan Pasham Srinimapi Dadhanam. These are all representative of different things. Dhanurbanan Pasham Srinimapi Dadhanam Kartal. The bow, the arrow, the noose, and the goat. These are the ways we have four antahkaranas, right? Mana buddhi ahankaram chittam, correct? Four What is to be done? Now, this is your homework. The symbolism here in the noose, in the bow, in the arrow, and in the goad, and in the goad, noose, bow, and arrow. These are the four things. Now think of all these four and relate it with your antahkarana. Because at the end of it, you'll have to have the full control on mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. Okay. These are the four things. They are going to control your chitta vritti. See, anywhere we go, ultimately, it is all the play of mind that we are tied up in this world. Unless she helps us in containing, in taming, in training these four things, man, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, we can't rise above. Correct? Correct? Think about it. You will understand the symbolism very, very clearly. All of you are now educated, and some of you have also taken symbology workshop, so you understand what the symbolism is all about. Right? The symbolism is there. Only the symbolism is about controlling the vrittis of chitta, including ego, which is the part of antahkarana only. Right? There are four parts. Mana, where thoughts continue to shoot. Then there is buddhi, right? Then there is ego, and then there is chitta. Correct? These four things we need to get hold on, get handle on. And where do you begin? You begin from buddhi. That's the hint. You begin from buddhi. You can't begin from mind. In the whole system of taking charge of man, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, you have to begin with buddhi. Stabilized buddhi, upgraded buddhi, you have to work on. Because mind will continue to throw ideas after ideas. It is buddhi which is going to discard it, accept it, reject it, refine it. It is buddhi which will create vairagya. Okay? Mind will never be vairagi. Even the mind of a vairagi is never vairagi. I'm telling you. Even the so-called ascetics minds are also not ascetic or dispassionate. The mind is always passionate. It's your buddhi, it's your intellect which has to be colored in that. Dispassion. Your decision based on your experiences, that will define the trajectory of your life, trajectory of your mind, trajectory of your thoughts. Correct? Now you understand that Dhanu, Pasham, they are referring to intellect and mind. Okay. that bow and the arrow. It's the quality of bow, it's the quality of intellect, it's the stability of bow, it's the stability of intellect, it's the quality of bow which will decide what type of arrow can be shot from it, right? Yes or no? We all create so many arrows in the childhood also. We created arrows and bows using some or the other, you know, took a thread, tied it over, and created a bow and arrow. But tell me, will that bow which we create using a stick be able to support the arrow of the Olympian? No. What does it mean? If the quality of the bow or intellect will decide what kind of thought it will entertain and in which direction, with what force it can send. If that bow and arrow, intellect and mind, right? Both are needed, by the way. But you have to have control over it. Mind is needed, intellect is needed, ego is also needed, right? And chittam is also needed. All these are needed. All these four you have to map. It's simply simple way of understanding the iconography of this baby here. However, even if you don't understand all this, you simply pray for stabilizing your mind, right? Controlling the thought, the quality of thought you carry in your mind. That should be your prayer. Your prayer should not be कि मेरे बच्चे का एग्जाम ठीक हो जाए, मेरे पति की उम्र लंबी हो जाए. क्या हो जाएगा? What will happen? पति की लंबी उम्र, वो और ज्यादा लड़ेगा, ज्यादा साल तक लड़ेगा तुमसे, ज्यादा ही प्रॉब्लम करेगा. It doesn't work. If what should happen is my mind should be seat of divine thoughts, peaceful thoughts, purposeful thoughts, charitable thoughts, but never disturbing thoughts, never thoughts full of contempt, jealousy, ego, pride, nothing. These are the thoughts I should pray for, because in any case, we don't seem to have any control over our thoughts. So who has control then? The mother must be having some control. And she does have it. And therefore our prayer should be, Mother, give me nice thoughts. Mother, give me that intellect which is able to read whatever modification of thoughts I do. You may project divine thoughts, but I am also there, na? I can still mutilate. I can still create some spurious things. I can also create in that, right or not? So whatever spurious elements I create, the intellect should be able to. Spurious thoughts, the intellect should be able to read. Correct? That is the prayer. If that prayer is heard by Mother, your life, your whole direction of life will change. And then gradually you will see, now for the first time you are recognizing that your thoughts are not right. Then only you are saying, "Na, please give me right kind of thoughts." Please give me only necessary thoughts. Don't give me unnecessary thoughts. Nobody has control over her thoughts or his thoughts. Yes or no? So if you don't have thoughts, whom to submit this application? The thought should become less and less. Where should we send this application? Ki mother, control my thoughts. You are the creator of thoughts. and therefore you control it. Okay? Make sense? If she was not the creator of thoughts, if you were the creator of thoughts, you could predict from here onwards. Tomorrow, this time, this moment, this thought. Next moment, the next morning, this thought. Afternoon, before lunch, this thought. After lunch, this thought. No. Do you have seemingly any control? No. Who gives this thought? Mother gives this thought. Let's directly approach her and say, Mother, please give me nice thoughts. Okay. Give me a stable intellect. Give me such an ego which only functions in this world and not on the path of recognition. It does not come in the way of my recognition of self. Give me a transparent ego. Right? Others don't see your ego. Others only see your body. If your ego becomes transparent, you are only going to benefit from it. Right or not? With that transparent ego, you will still operate in this body. Others will never understand whether you have an ego or not. But you know you have an ego which is transparent. You can see through it. It exists as well as it doesn't exist. Simple. I am what I think. No. It's only transactional. I am what I think, only to operate in this world. Ego is needed, yes or no? Otherwise, Dr. Nitin will start thinking that he's a car mechanic in operation theater suddenly, because he has forgotten who he is. Then it's become a problem. So ego is necessary. It should be transparent ego. Transparent why? Because that ego operates through your mind, operates through these sense organs and this body. It does its work, but when you want to see within, it gives way. It's no more hindrance. You can see through it. Right? This is what we should ask for. We should not crystallize ourselves so much. The path of surrender, this is. You are requesting Mother to come forward, to feed you, to help you, to nourish you, to take care of yours. Then you must respect the way she keeps you, the way she takes care of you. You must also respect them. You should not complain. Right or not? You can always pray, but can't complain. There's a difference. This difference is, of course, there. Till the time we remain rooted in our understanding of we are the body, we will have complaints. We will definitely have complaints. We will have complaints with God also. What to talk of others. Hey, Bhagwan aisa kyun karta hai? We will have complaints. Why the God is doing this? Till the time we think we are body. And when you have lesser and lesser complaints in this life, you're approaching. Why? Because for the first time you have recognized yourself to the subtle body. The body which is there despite physicality being taken away from you. Somewhere it is said it has 17 different elements. Somewhere it is said it has 19 different elements. In terms of prana system, We say that it has 5 organ of action, 5 organ of cognition, 5 pranas, man buddhi or man buddhi chitta ahankar. So 17 or 19, right? There is no physicality. Close your eyes. Are you present? Yes, I am. In your dream, are you present? Yes, I am. Do you see any dream without yourself? No. Do you run in your dream? Yes. Without your legs? No, I have legs. Yes or no? So all the indriyas you enjoy even when you are not operating through this body. This body, which is subtle body, it never dies. This is the body which is not going to die. It never dies actually. For this body, which is in dream state, the physicality is again extended dream, is it not? Even now you have this subtle body. You see, when we are saying this, we should be clear about the causal body, which is felt in deep sleep, causal body, which is felt in deep sleep, which means at the seed level, everything is there. Then in the dream state, the causal plus subtle both are there. In the waking, the causal body, the subtle body, and the physical body, all three are there. Don't think that in the dream only causal body, only subtle body remains. No, causal plus subtle. In deep sleep, the causal is also not there. Sorry, in the deep sleep, the subtle is also not there. Okay. And despite all the other two not being there, you fully understand you slept, and when you come out, you know you slept. That means still you know at the seed level only. There was something like sleep I experienced. I experienced a blankness of some time, right? So all the three are there when we are awake. On which body we want to work on. The physicality we can't directly work on, right? We would need so many instruments and external things to work on physicality. Where we work on? We work on our subtle body. Yes or no? If I'm talking to you, where from you're listening? Where are you grasping all this? In your subtle body. Right? Not in your physical body. Physical body might be working as a channel, as a conduit, but your personal experience of understanding things is happening at the level of subtle body. Correct? So all our life, we are not aware of this, the subtle body. The causal body takes charge. It is very gross. We sleep like a log of wood. So evident we slept. So evident that we are awake. So gross an experience. But in between, parikshina madhye, there is subtle body which we forget. Again. And we think we are this physical body. And therefore we die. If we catch hold of this middle, as I said, this subtle, and I must tell you, many spiritual systems, they insist on Roop Dhyana, number one, and some of them insist on that you imagine yourself to be present inside your mind space. You imagine yourself to be present inside your mind space first. Imagine yourself to be present there. Right? Close your eyes and imagine you to be there. That is the method. That is how they move. And with that subtle body, which they have now, through power of imagination only. That's the power of imagination only, let me tell you. After that, they work on different processes. Here also, whatever sadhana you are doing is at the level of subtle body. Please understand that. You are not doing sadhana at the level of physical body. Physical body, only yogasana is being done. At the most, asana is being done. The pranas, which I said, the pancha pranas are the part of subtle body. So when you are doing pranayama, the breathing might be happening through these nostrils and left and right, etc. But where it is working on your subtle body, which is parikshina madhya, you don't recognize it is there. You think only physicality is there. Right or not? The physicality is very evident. Absence of it is also very evident. But in between, whatever it is, it is not so evident. And whenever it is evident also, we take it as a false existence. For example, in dreams, we say unreal. Don't we say unreal? When we come forward and say unreal, kuch nahi, this is not true. But the dream or the experience of subtle body, by the way. And that subtle body, when presents itself along with the physical body, gives us the waking experiences. And let me tell you, without the causal being behind the subtle, and without the subtle being behind the physical, you can't have experiences of the physical world. So what is important? Subtle. Right? Why? Because this is the handle. This is the handle. This is the right handle. And yoga is going to work directly on this body by way of pranayam. Yoga never said swasayam. It never says swasayam. It never says breathing. No breathing. It's pranayam. Pranayam means what? We are working on the subtle. That slender part of Shakti. Parikshina madhya. You must be aware of it. And the beauty of Shakti is such, and the whole beauty of this world is because this is slender. Otherwise, if it would not be as slender, you would live two lives at the same time. Yes or no? One physical and one subtle. Right or not? But once you start giving attention, then you can clearly see the connect. It still remains slender. It still remains as a very subtle force behind everything. But now you are becoming aware that I am not the physical. I am this subtle. Right? Having experience of it. One more way to look at it. You see, natural attraction for a man, because Shankracharya is a man, we don't discount that. He is writing it from the perspective of a seeker, looking at Shakti as a feminine figure. Tell me, what are those two centers about which a man is so much aware? The centers around breast, centers around the genital parts. Yes or no? These are the two parts where your attention is very much there. Correct? Forgetting the middle. Again, the beauty is in the whole. That means, here one thing more it is being said, which we should understand, that the yoni varga kala shariram, these are the three things Yoni Varga Kala Shariram. And if we look at this depiction of Devi, then that this is differentiated. This is differentiated knowledge of the whole Shakti, whole woman's body depicted as Shakti. There are two parts, and joined by the thin line, which is also again a slender waist, which is being talked of. This is third. There are three differentiators, or if we want to take it as that, then there is this glowing moon like face. Face, is it not? So these are the three differentiated, but they are all connected. They are all connected with that slender waist, which is a kind of thread which is running all through three beads. Once we become aware of that slender thread, which joins all these three, right? The three differentiators, looking at a woman's body or looking at any woman figure, your attention is going to be drawn to these three steps: the face, the breasts, and the hips. These are the three portions where the Yoni Varga Kala Shariram, you can see playing there its role. But there is this slender waist, there is this simple connect which is unifying it all. And in some verses, you will see that the griva, the neck, is also being mentioned with so much beauty and poeticness. You'll see that. It's just a connect. When we see at anything holistically as a whole, undifferentiated, then it is perceived fully. To know the world, the truth of the world, we must know to perceive it completely, in totality, not in parts. Right? What is it? No differentiation, no segmentation, no avacheda, no limitations. We look at the world and perceive it without differentiating it any further. The moon face, that moon face is Devi. Those breasts is Devi. Those hips is Devi. That slender waist is Devi. But are we perceiving it completely, totally? If we are, then we have perceived Devi the way it is. That means the Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, and the fourth which connects it all together, if we see it that way, we have perceived Devi. If we have seen that the prana, the causal, the subtle, and the physical all connected together, we have seen the reality completely. If we have seen the antahkarana, the bahirkaranas, and the world, all three at the same time, being aware of it, we have seen the reality completely. Look at it. When we become aware of something else other than us, we are not at all aware of our presence. We forget ourselves. This forgetfulness is ignorance. This is the cause of bondage. Right? And this, what is coming in between, needs to be taken care of. Though it is very subtle, though it is very slender, but ultimately you will have to have your focus on it. Your own presence is the unifying force, the unifying thread in all your experiences. So never ever forget yourself. Never ever forget yourself. Understood? When you see the world, become aware of your presence as well. Whatever you are capable of, whatever you're capable of. Maybe you become aware first of your body only. That will depend on your caliber. That will depend on your level If you become aware of the world as well as you'll become aware of yourself, so somebody will become aware of his body. Somebody will become aware of his emotions. Somebody will become something more subtle than that. Somebody will become aware of only the presence that he is. Right or not? Don't leave this place. Go as closer as you can. Don't leave that presence yourself in any situation of your life. That is the slendermost thing in everything. Right? And that if you catch, it will definitely take care of your mind, man, buddhi, chitta, ahankar, everything. Because your presence is felt in your presence enlivens up or illuminates all antahkaranas. Your own presence works through these four antahkaranas and then 10 indriyas. Your own presence. Panch pranas. Your own presence. If your presence is taken away, all this will not work. All this will not work. It is your Chaitanya which is giving life to everything. Everything is alive, seemingly alive. Why? Because there is this living force, there is source of life in Chaitanyam in it. Right? And let us become aware of it. That's it. Nothing more. Can we do that? If we can do that, we are perfectly fine. We are good to go. And we are good to engage in this world also without leaving the sense of I-ness or M-ness. And I can tell you, if you are listening to me, and even now if you become aware of that, you'll see the beauty of it. And I can tell you, if you can listen to me like that for a few minutes, some of you will start feeling as if tears have started flowing out of joy, out of recognition. That's a possibility. Because for the first time, you have recognized yourself where you are in this. And everything else is, you are witness to everything else. Everything else is lit up by your presence, which you are focusing on right now. Which is not the body, which is not me also, which is not this listening, seeing. Everything is happening around you. And it's best done with open eyes. Need not close your eyes. It's not needed. Our presence become intensified when we are opening our eyes. I can tell you that from my own experience, my own meditative experiences. If you close your eyes, no contrast is created because the otherness is not felt. Only in the presence of other I-ness is more contrasted. That is why this world has been created. And it's so problematic for us that the world which was created to recognize us, ourselves, we started running after that. That's the problem. We started owning that. That's the problem. It was there and it is there only to recognize who you are. This contrast only emphasizes you are there. Presence of others is only emphasizing your own presence. In contrast, look at this world and then see whether you exist. Yes, I do. Yes or no? This is the best way to move forward. Only if you can take it as a practice that always remain aware of your own presence. A very simple thing. You don't have to take any special diksha for that. You can do it. Diksha will only take away the hurdles of it. As long as, see, sometimes we can, sometimes we cannot. That part will be taken care of by diksha and sadhana. But becoming aware is your own endeavor, your own udyam, your own prayatna. Nobody else can do it. Till the time you're aware of this, you are a sadhak. Till the time your effort is in, you are a sadhak. Otherwise, rosary beads, mala chanting, nothing. This is not sadhana. Parikshina madhye, it is important. Always look for that subtle thing which you are in everything. If you don't understand that iconography also, then also the most subtle thing you need to work on. Your own presence is the most subtle. All other are evident. All the three faces, the bright shining moon-like face, the breasts, the hips, they are three beads of Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. What's unifying them? It's your own presence, slender presence. Okay. Done from my side. If you have any questions, please ask. Dr. Nitin, हाँ पूछे कुछ, जरूर पूछे कुछ.
Acharya, since you were discussing sleep a lot today, just one question I have is that what is the difference between Susupti, the deep sleep, and the Turiya Avastha? I mean, in deep sleep also we get rid of our mind, body, of course, Antakarna, Ankar, and Buddhi, everything. And in Turiya Avastha also, we reach Turiya Avastha after leaving all these behind. So what extra element is there in Turiya that we realize ourselves in Turiya and not in deep sleep? Of course, okay. I mean, when we wake up, we realize that yes, but it's an afterthought that yes, I slept well. But while sleeping, we don't. So, I mean, Turiya mein what extra happens?
Okay. See, Turiya is not an avastha. Yahi problem hai.
Right.
Okay. That's the problem people don't understand. They thought that Turiya is, the fourth is a state of mind. State, right? No. No. The fourth is you. You are the fourth. Okay. What happens? So that simply means when a yogi will sleep, he will sleep. Please understand that. When a yogi will dream, he will dream. When a yogi will be awake, he will be awake. Right? However, always recognizing his own presence. That is fourth. These three are states, and the fourth is the fulcrum on which everything revolves. Understand?
Right.
And rest all is, see, tongue in cheek, we can talk so much about it. And there are, of course, so many things which you will gain access to as you live more and more aware of that self, which is Turiya, the fourth one. That means when you are awake, you say, when we leave, we come to. No. All the sadhana says, when you are awake, then become aware of that fourth. Sadhana will not say, leave all the four and then. See, the process of samadhi is leading to Turiya. Okay, let me tell you. Process of samadhi leading to Turiya, but it may not lead to Turiya. See, samadhi is deep sleep minus awareness. That ignorance minus ignorance. That means samadhi is deep sleep plus awareness. Okay? Samadhi is deep sleep plus awareness. Now, here the mistake can happen. And the mistake will be drig drishya vivek. What is the eye and what is the seen? Who is watching and what is being watched? You see, if in samadhi, so-called deep sleep plus awareness, if you become aware of nothing and your experience is of nothing, then you have missed the samadhi. Understood? You have focused on the seen rather than the seer. Drig drishya, drig means eyes, drishya means the seen. Drig drishya vivek, there is this book which we will cover sometime, drig drishya vivek. Okay? So, drig drishya vivek. So, if you are aware of the eyes or you are aware of the scenery, in samadhi both can happen. And that is why Jada Samadhi is about the seen, not of the self. It is as good as deep sleep. And that Samadhi is only to make you understand who you are. If you have real understanding, real grace, real capacities infused in you through Shaktipat, through sadhana, then even in waking you know who you are. You don't have to go to samadhi to discard everything to reach there. You're fully aware who you are while you are awake. That you is the fourth. Don't think it is fourth state. Good question. So, कोई fourth state नहीं होता. So that a yogi sleeps, he sleeps. Now, once we have recognized ourselves in this microcosm, then the journey begins. Then actual journey begins, as I said. This is Atma Sakshatkar. Now, from Atma Sakshatkar to Paramatma Sakshatkar, there are so many things which will happen. But this is the first. Without fourth, you can't move forward. Only this fourth is going to liberate itself. After having recognized it is not the three. Understood? So, तुरिया में क्या लगता है? जैसा अभी लगता है, क्योंकि तुरिया को ही सब लगता है. तुरिया का मतलब होता है, actual the word का meaning is fourth. Let me clarify. Turiya means in Sanskrit fourth, nothing else. And we thought that Turiya is some avastha, some state of mind. It is not that state of mind. It is the fourth on which all the three are running. I have described it in Shiva Sutra. Nobody was as intelligent then, and therefore nobody asked. But now people have become intelligent, people are asking. What is this fourth? Fourth is you. Understand?
Right.
And now fourth is you. Now who am I? For somebody, this I-ness is Chittam, Atma Chittam. For this someone, I is Chaitanyam, Chaitanyam Atma. For this, in between there is also, in Shakta Samavesh, there is also a recognition, Chittam Mantra. Okay? So please understand, this recognition of self will continue to refine itself. The fourth will refine itself, move forward. Fourth is not an avastha. It simply means a yogi will never sleep, you are saying. Having attained Turiya, nobody will sleep. You'll not be able to sleep. You'll not be able to dream. Well, you'll not be able to be awake. What does it mean? No, no. Recognition of fourth is important, and recognition of fourth is only once needed. Once you have recognized, now you have got the trick to be there. This is me, and this is wakefulness. I am experiencing wakefulness. See, this would require all this sadhana, Dr. Nitin, which you are just about to get completed. You are just completing. This is now all of you are suddenly thinking, "ये मेरे मन में सवाल आ रहे हैं. How can how am I getting all these questions?" This is the evolution. This evolution comes only once we have gotten into a long sadhana. Such an answer would have been always private. Others might be just making something out of it. However, someone who has reached there and asking a question, the answer is only for that. Others may make out. Just ठीक है, imagine कर सकते हैं. They may imagine. But someone who has tried to investigate and has become so capable that he is able to investigate now will understand that. Understanding is more important. As I said, you begin from the buddhi. Now, once I have clarified, it is not a state, it is you. It simply means now you are not running after any fourth state. Even Lord Krishna has not talked of three. He has talked of 4 states, not 3. He says, Mattah Jnanam Apohanam Cha. Mattah Jnanam Apohanam Cha. Mattah means dream, Jnanam means Jagrat, Jnanam Jagrat, Apohanam means deep sleep, Cha Chakarat Samadhi. So all the 4 are not you. That means you are 5th. By that logic, you are 5th, not 4th. You are not Turiya. So you are not the 4 states, neither Samadhi, nor dream, nor the wakefulness, not deep sleep, nor Samadhi. 4 are ignored. Then you would be 5th. Okay. This is in Gita. Mattah Jnanam Apohanam Cha. Cha Chakarat Samadhi. It is taken that way. From the Cha word, why Cha should be used? He said Cha is being used to indicate Samadhi. Chakarat Samadhi. That means 4 states now, not 3 only. Even if you have gone to Samadhi and come back, you are not liberated. Samadhi is also taken. So Samadhi will come and go. Deep sleep will come and go. Dream will come and go. Waking will come and go. What will remain is 5th. If you only take 3, what remains is 4th. Turiya. Understood?
Kwanat kanchi dama karikalabha kumbha sananata parikshina parinata sharachandra vadana dhanurvanan pasham srinimapi dadhana karatalaiha purasta dastamnah puramati tuaho purashika.
This shlok is used for many purposes. One of them is to win over your enemies. And I told you your biggest enemies are man, buddhi, chitta, ahankar. If you understood now. If you did not, then you can win over any enemy you like. But here mother is to be invoked to win over the 4 enemies. Man, buddhi, chitta, ahankar. These are your enemies. They come in the way of your self-recognition. All right. This is one of the. So you have to do this. There are other prayogas also, and you can do them also if you like. Sarva Siddhi, whatever you want. And of course, the one who has control over mind, intellect, ego, and everything. He is capable of doing everything. Sarvasiddh. Okay. Sure.
Sure.
Thank you.
Shiva.